What is going on, investors? My name's Emmanuel, and investors, I think, now don't quote me on this, right? But I think that Wall Street are starting to wake up to the reality and to the facts that GoPro might actually be the best turnaround play of 2021. Taking a look at my watch list, and I mean, it is the best performer of the day for me. It's up 5.7%. You've got Palantir, that's up 2.14%. Tattoo Chef is down. Celsius is a company that I actually do want to be in the red. That's down 2%. Sonos is just barely positive. You've got Black Sky that's down 1.74%. And, BlackBerry is down 2.54%. I mean, the best performer of the day is GoPro, believe it or not. And the reason why I say Wall Street are starting to pick up on it is because the Motley Fool recently published this article called "Is GoPro Stock Due for a Turnaround?" Well, Motley Fools, if you followed my YouTube channel, you would know that I've been saying this since February. And I know a lot of my Discord members are very happy right now. Even my YouTube community, we're doing very well in this stock. But in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 reasons why I still believe GoPro can double. Yes, double. Even probably more than double, but let's keep it conservative. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I think GoPro will double from here and why I don't think it's too late. However, before you just dive straight into the stock, I'll give you a bit of a strategy towards the end of the video. So make sure you watch until the end in case you haven't got a position in GoPro, but you would like to start one. I'll give you a bit of a strategy that might help. Okay, so before we dive into all of that, make sure you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to see more video content from me. Plus, if you want to stay up to date with all of my latest research, all of the stocks that I am buying and selling in real time, you need to join my Discord group, and you can do so by clicking the Patreon link in the description below. So with that said, let's dive straight into the video. Okay, so the first main reason why I think GoPro can still double from here is because we have an incredible moat. Okay, now if you're wondering what a moat is, I'm going to be basing my explanation of a moat from the book 100 Baggers by Christopher Meyer. Absolutely recommend it. Fantastic book. I've read it like 3 times now. Highly recommended. But this is the PDF version if you don't want to buy it. And you can find it in chapter 12. So I've highlighted here that a moat is what protects a business from its competitors. It is a durable competitive advantage. Okay, so you may have heard Warren Buffett talking about having a strong moat or having a wide moat. It's pretty much what gives the business an edge in comparison to its competitors, and that's what's referred to as a durable competitive advantage. By the word durable, it means long lasting, and competitive advantage is why consumers will pick you over the rest of the competition. So that's your competitive advantage. Now, there are many various forms or types of moats, and I think GoPro pretty much has them all, apart from one. All right. Now, the first type of having a strong moat is you have a strong brand. Now, if you think about it from a brand point of view, what is GoPro known for? They're known for their strong, durable cameras that produce brilliant image stabilization and also brilliant image quality. So when you think high impact events, or when you think, festivals or anything whereby you want to capture video footage or even photography footage, but you don't want to risk or damage your phone, the first company you think of is GoPro. Like, they have solidified their brand, and it shows from their investor highlights. Because if you look at the Q4 2020 highlights, the Hero 6, which we launched towards the second half of last year, was rated the #1 best selling camera in the US camcorder and digital still market. #1. And bear in mind, this only came out again in the second half of 2020. So this is a phenomenal achievement by all standards. And I think it's also owed to the reputation and the strong brand of GoPro. So the second type of moat is that it costs a lot to switch. Okay, so you've got to think about companies that it's quite hard to switch over. So for example, Apple have pretty much nailed it in this department. I've got my MacBook, I've got my iPhones. I don't have an Apple Watch yet, but I'm getting one. I want everything to be synced on the cloud. And for me to then switch over to, maybe a Windows operating system or switch over to an Android, it's going to be tough, and it's also going to cost a lot of time and also a lot of effort and a lot of money to switch over, which is why Apple has that stickiness nature, and they have absolutely killed it in this department. Now, GoPro are also now doing the same, because again, I'm going to refer back to the investor presentation. And you can see here, they're starting to craft an ecosystem of their own. And that ecosystem is made up of the hardware, which is your GoPro Hero 9 or the Hero 8, whichever one you have. And then you have the app. Okay, so you have the GoPro Quick app. As well as the app, you now have the GoPro Cloud system. Okay, and remember, all of this syncs. So all of your images that you capture on your GoPro, you can upload it to the Quick app. You all right? Feel your hair. You're interrupting my video. Yeah?
Sorry.
It's okay. How are you feeling? You alright?
Yeah.
Good boy. I'll catch you later, yeah? So the images or the video footage is then synced to your GoPro app, which is the Quick app, and then the app arranges it and sorts it in a nice orderly manner, which you can then sync to the cloud, and that gives you access to the footage anywhere in the world. So GoPro are adopting the ecosystem that Apple have mastered, and GoPro are now efficiently building their own ecosystem. And think about it, if you've got all of your pictures stored on the GoPro cloud and you've also got them arranged nicely on the app, to then switch all of that data to a competitor or to another cloud storage system, it's going to be tough. So this is why I think the management are doing an incredible job by creating an ecosystem that is sticky, and all of the footage that you capture are typically personal moments, and you wouldn't want to risk those kind of memorable moments getting lost. So I think GoPro are now smashing it from this point of view. Now, the next type of moat is you enjoy network effects. So the example they gave here was Microsoft had a great moat for years. Everybody used this operating system, and so you wanted to use this operating system too, which is very, very true. Now, I think this is also true for GoPro, because all you have to do is take a look at their Instagram following. Okay, they have over 17.8 million followers. And believe you me, these are not paid followers, because you can see the interaction. You can see the amount of likes they're getting: 40,000 likes, 104,000 likes, again, 67,000 likes, 243,000 likes, 100,000 likes. And these are just GoPro users sharing their awesome images that they've captured, tagging GoPro, and they are featuring the footage on their Instagram page. So if I'm a high impact sports person and, you know, I have all my friends who are also into the same things that I do, and I'm capturing all of my footage on GoPro and they love the footage, and also I got a feature on GoPro.com, that's going to create a nice social network, and they are going to want to do the same. So this is why I think GoPro has smashed this network effect on another level. And guess what? It's not just their Instagram following, because look here, because look how many subscribers they have on YouTube. They have 10.3 million subscribers, which is absolutely insane. And they also get very decent views for their subscriber count, and the same strategy that they've used with their Instagram. Again, these are all client footage. Wow, that looks amazing. That looks amazing. So if I was a friend with this person and I'm seeing footage, look, that's his girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So this is wow, that's crazy. Sorry, that just scared the crap out of me. But this is what I mean by the network effect, because all of his friends, all of these buddies, they're also going to want to get a GoPro. And this is actually quite a memorable, special moment, because this video was amazing. So he pretended to crash, and then she came, she's like, "Are you all right?" And then look, he took the finger and gave her the ring. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's beautiful to see. That's the fiance. Look at these memorable moments. Absolutely amazing. And of course, that's going to go onto GoPro.com, onto the app. Amazing. Join the community. We have smashed it. Okay. I'm sorry, but we have smashed it. So the next type of moat is you do something cheaper than everybody else. Now, I'm not going to lie, GoPro do not do that, okay? Their cameras are expensive, very expensive. You've got the Hero 6 Black retailing at $449. You've got the older version, which is the Hero 8. That's still $349, so that's not cheap. Even the older model, which is the Hero 7, will still cost you $250. And then you have the Max, which is $500 essentially. So their products are not cheap, but they can afford to be expensive because they have got the branding on lock. They've got the social network on lock. So they can afford to be more expensive and more high end than the competition. because the saying is, if you buy cheap, you buy twice, because it will probably break and you're going to end up getting GoPro anyways. So they can afford that. All right. And the last type of moat is that you are the biggest. Okay. So again, I've showed you the following. They are one of, if not the biggest sports action camera in terms of quality, in terms of the following, their social media network. I mean, their largest competitor is probably Doji, but Doji are pretty much known for their drones, right? They're not, you wouldn't think of Doji when you're thinking of high impact sporting event. You think GoPro. That's one of the main reasons why I think GoPro can still double from here. They have such an incredibly strong moat. It's not even funny. Now, the second reason why I think GoPro can still double from here is we're now starting to get media coverage. So like I pointed out in my intro, this was an article from Motley Fool. It's quite a recent article, April the 8th, 2021. I actually liked this article because it highlighted some of the woes that GoPro had many, many years ago. A lot of early GoPro investors got burnt. Jeremy from Financial Education is one of them. And the article doesn't shy away from that. He said many investors remember GoPro as a failed company, okay? It was a popular stock around its initial IPO. That was in 2014, reaching close to $100 a share before crashing down to almost $2 over the next 5 years. That is painful. Ouch. That is painful, especially if you bought in at the IPO. And this is why you do not buy at the IPO, guys. It's very, very dangerous, okay? The article also highlights that GoPro made numerous mistakes, which is obviously evident in the share price, that led its stock price to crater and its business to stagnate. However, it just might have turned the corner, buoyed by the growth of its direct-to-consumer business, so that's the DTC business model, and also the subscription offerings, okay, which is very, very true. And this is the fundamental reason why I started investing back in February and why I did my initial video, because they completely switched their business model from being purely hardware to now incorporating hardware and software through the subscription service in GoPro.com. Actually, let me show you. So look at it. In their recent investor presentation, they tell us about their business transition. So the old GoPro was hardware only. Sales were predominantly from resale, which was 90% plus, and they had low 30s gross margin. Now, fast forward to 2020 GoPro, okay, they've incorporated hardware and subscription. Retail sales equated to only 68%. But direct-to-consumer sales was 32%, which is incredible. And they now have a high gross margin of 36%. And GoPro in 2021, which is right now, is their hardware, subscription, and app. So again, the GoPro Quick app, which they're going to monetize from, which is incredible. Their direct-to-consumer continues to grow as a percentage of mix. And they're expecting 38 to 40% gross margin target by the end of 2021. So this is what you call a turnaround play. Look at where they used to be. Look at where we are now. Incredible. Okay, it doesn't get any better than this, ladies and gents. It doesn't get any better than this. Okay, so the third reason why I think GoPro can still double from here is pretty much valuations, okay? So when I first initially put GoPro on your radar, according to the valuation metrics used by Simply Wall Street, GoPro was about 54% undervalued. But of course, share price has increased since we started buying back in February. And we are now still only 37% undervalued with the fair value price at $19.96. But this is based on previous earnings. I think once Q1 comes in, this fair value will increase. Watch this space. Again, you can always come back to this video and reference it later. But this valuation metrics aside, let's take a look at GoPro stats. Okay, so right now they have just crossed a market cap of 2 billion. Cheapest chips with a price to sales ratio, TTM, so that's the trailing 12 months, of only 2.26 price to sales ratio. Are you kidding me? That is incredibly cheap. That is that is so undervalued. And I think, look, the reality is we are going to absolutely crush every single quarter this year without fail. You know, events are starting to come back all across the world. Cities in the US are opening up. The UK, we are due to open up on June 21st. Events will slowly start to come back in the UK, and people are desperate to just get out and create new memories. And of course, GoPro is going to be one of the tools that they're going to use to capture these memories. So with a market cap of 2 billion, bearing in mind that I believe we are going to crush every single quarter from a year-over-year perspective, is it hard to imagine GoPro's market cap reaching 4 billion by the end of 2021? I don't think so. I really, truly don't think so. And we know from their recent earnings call, the target for 2021 in terms of subscriber growth is about 2 million subscribers, okay? And that's going to generate a revenue of $100 million, I believe, just from the subscriber revenue alone, so not including hardware. So do I see GoPro hitting a $4 billion market cap by the end of 2021? It's highly, highly possible, in my opinion. Unless the overall market sentiment turns bearish, then of course we know during bear markets, valuations fall out of favor, and at which point that's the great time for us to actually be buying. Apart from that, I see us with a market cap of 4 billion by the end of 2021. And that means our investment is going to double. So that is the main reason why I think we're still going to double, because we're still relatively cheap right now. Okay, so with everything that we've discussed, let's assume you haven't got a GoPro position yet, but you've loved what you've heard from this video today. And if you did, make sure you smash the like button. But let's say you haven't got a position, but you do want to get invested. Now, when I was telling everyone to buy GoPro was when we were around the 120 MA. That's usually the best buy indicator for your small to medium relative caps. And if you're in the Discord, you know the reason why, because we've done a video lesson on it. So shout out to Musa. But yeah, so we were buying around the $7, $8 range. But as you can see, we're quite a way off the 120 MA. If you wanted to stick to that thesis, then you're going to have to wait for a pullback to $8.73 to start buying into GoPro. But do I think it's going to test that level? I don't think so. Again, anything is possible in the short term. If the market turns very bearish, then we could potentially revisit those levels, at which I will continue to buy because I'm bullish on this company long term. But let's assume we don't hit these levels. I would wait to see whether we can see a pullback whereby we can test this support level of $11.13. And even at that, I wouldn't go all in. Okay, so I would set out a maximum budget. So let's say you want to invest £10,000 in GoPro. If we see the price decline and it hits this support level, then maybe deploy 50% of your capital as a starter, just in case we do pull back and test the 120 MA, and then you can deploy the second half of your capital. But if you are impatient and you want to get in now, I understand, because we are at a key level of resistance right now. We're about to test our 52-week high. So let's say you want to get in now before we test this resistance and potentially break through and continue higher, then you probably can. But again, you've got to phase in your entries. This is something I always tell all of my Discord members. Don't go all in at the start because you can never time the market. All right. So imagine if you go all in now, like a lot of people probably did with GoPro back in the IPO, and it crashes down and you're all in, you have no money to average down. You're going to be stuck holding the bags. And I don't want you guys to be bag holders. Okay. So if you cannot wait and you don't want to miss this potential testing of the resistance and potentially breaking through the resistance, then it might be worth setting a maximum budget and maybe put in 25%, because at that point you're still invested and you can still earn from the appreciation, than to wait and be completely sat on the sidelines missing out on all of these gains. So that's how I would probably want to play this position if I wasn't already in, and I hope that helps. But with all of that said, please make sure that you do your own due diligence and your own analysis. Remember, I am not a financial advisor. Please use everything that I've said today for educational purposes only. But if you do want to learn about investing in stocks, then I highly recommend some of the books that I've linked in the description below. Definitely get this book. It's a fantastic book. It's one of my favorites. It's in my top 3. Okay, definitely get this book. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to see more content from me. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.